This is AI Command App News for Friday, July 4th, 2026. 5 stories moving business and markets today. America's largest power grid hits the emergency brake. World leaders turn personal salesmen in the race for AI data centers. A new study says AI's productivity gains aren't reaching the bottom line. A headline proposal to nationalize half of the AI industry, and an AI trade that keeps climbing while Bitcoin slides. Let's get into it. First, the power grid. PJM Interconnection, the largest grid operator in the United States, escalated emergency actions this week to avoid blackouts. PJM serves 67 million people across the Mid-Atlantic, the South, and Washington, D.C., and said it was operating under a federal alert to cut electricity consumption as a brutal heat wave pushed temperatures past 100 degrees across much of the East. Here's why this is a business story and not just a weather story. PJM territory is data center country, including Northern Virginia, the largest data center market in the world. Surging AI compute demand is now colliding with peak residential demand on a grid that wasn't built for both. The constraint on the AI build-out is no longer chips, it's electrons. Watch power prices, watch utility and energy stocks, and watch where new data centers get sited. And there's a related signal. Wired reports 3 nuclear startups marked the holiday by bringing new reactor designs online. They're years from meaningful scale, but capital is flowing into nuclear for exactly this reason. Second, the global land grab for AI infrastructure. CNBC reports that Emmanuel Macron and Narendra Modi are personally courting tech CEOs as France and India race to secure AI data center and cloud infrastructure investment. When heads of state start acting like enterprise sales reps, AI infrastructure has officially become industrial policy. For business leaders, the implications cut 2 ways. American AI companies gain leverage. Countries are competing to offer cheap land, cheap power, and fast permits. But the sovereignty push also means compute is regionalizing, and multinationals should expect more rules about where data and models must live. Third, a reality check on AI's return on investment. A study circulating widely on Hacker News finds that AI saves roughly 3% of total work hours, and almost none of that saving converts into actual financial results. The minutes saved are real, but they scatter across fragmented workflows and get reabsorbed before they ever reach the income statement. And in a telling data point from the corporate side, Seeking Alpha reports Tesla is capping employee AI spending at $200 per week. When one of the most AI-forward companies on Earth installs a spending ceiling, the message to every CFO is clear. The adoption era is giving way to the accountability era. The winners in 2026 won't be the companies using the most AI. They'll be the ones who can trace it to the P&L. Fourth, politics. Senator Bernie Sanders is proposing that the federal government take ownership of half of every major U.S. AI company, arguing the wealth AI generates should be shared. To be clear, this is not near-term policy. It has no clear path through Congress. But it matters as a signal. The political conversation around AI wealth concentration is moving fast, and a political risk premium is quietly attaching itself to the sector. Pair that with this week's other Washington story, the first known congressional stock purchases of SpaceX surfacing after its record IPO, and you can see how deeply government and the technology economy are now intertwined. And fifth, the markets. U.S. markets are closed for Independence Day, but the setup heading into the weekend is striking. Investors Business Daily says the rise in tech leaders signals the AI trend isn't over, with Apple and Robinhood flashing buy signals, and Robinhood and Dell leading 5 stocks near buy points, 4 of the 5 riding AI tailwinds. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has fallen 20% over the past 30 days. That divergence tells a story. Capital isn't leaving risk assets, it's rotating out of speculative crypto and into companies with real AI revenue. Whether that rotation holds is the question for the second half of the year. That's your AI news for today from AI Command App. Markets reopen Monday. We'll be here. Have a great 4th of July.